go down across him. That is one well representation of a wild brown trout here in our home state of Pennsylvania. That's a beauty right there. We've been catching some hookers today. It's got a nice little hook jaw to it. Beautiful looking wild brown trout. About a 16-inch fish. My goodness. And that's got to be tangled in my... Wow. That is a jumbo. Jumping flip buttons. Okay, we just stopped out here in our home state of Pennsylvania. We're doing a north central fly fishing video today, and before we start the video, Mike's going to go over his leader for you. This is the leader Mike ties up that we do our tight line nymphing with.
It's actually only about, right there's the entire length of the leader. It's about a 4.5 foot leader, and it just goes from 20-pound maxima, about a foot long piece, down to 15, which is about another foot, and then I run 6 pound for about a 1.5 feet. And it goes to about a 5 or 6 inch piece of Cortland cider, then to a tippet ring. I don't know if you can see that. And then as far as your tippet, we'll be changing the depths according to the depth of the water. And it goes down, you can let that go. Then you have your top fly, and about a 1.5 foot in between that, and he actually has a very heavy like anchor fly at the very bottom, and that's pretty basic setup, easy to use, and I mean, you can really feel the fish taking, and makes it really easy to know where your flies are just watching the cider. And that's about it, and we'll get started here and see how we make out.
You're going to notice the first part of the video, Jeff's going to be the guy fishing. You can see the first run, he's going to hit this little run right here. We expect fish to be sitting in there, and below his cider he only has 4 feet of tippet, so he'll be able to judge the depth of the run, feel it, leave a little sag in his line. We're tight lining, but when you're tight lining, there's going to be a little sag in your line, and when that sag goes out of your line, he feels the fish hit, he's going to go ahead and set the hook. When we get further on in the stream, we hit some of the deeper runs and holes, the guys are going to add a little bit more tippet to the end of there. Maybe if the hole looks to be 6 or 7 feet, they're going to add 3 or 4 more feet of tippet to the end of their line, and that's going to increase the distance of drop, which is going to get you on the bottom, because you want to be on the bottom when you're nymph fishing at all times. And there it is. Jeff gets the first hookup of the day and hits the flip button right off the bat. To give everybody a rundown on what he did, Mike and Jeff slowly worked their way up there. When they're at the bottom of that hole in that run, they fished their way up through it. Try not to spook any fish. And there's the first tight line and trout of the day. There we go, that's the way to start her off. Okay, we ran a couple of the little runs. We got to a deeper spot. It's more of a hole. Jeff's going to add 4 more feet. So he had 4 feet of tippet. He's going to have 8 feet. And we expect that to be 6 or 7 feet deep here, so that'll get him on the bottom where he needs to be to catch the fish. Okay, the guys have both put an additional piece of tippet on their line. They both have about 7 to 8 feet underneath their indicator mono. They're bringing it down through. We've seen a couple of fish rise in this hole, so we figured we'd give it a little bit of time and see if they can't pull a couple nice fish out of here. And there it is. Iron Mike just hooked up with the first one. It appears to be a pretty nice fish. Oh yeah, it's got his pole doubled over there. And there it is. He got it to the net. And that's a beauty. There we go. I saw Mike get a hit. He didn't hook up. Here Jeff, holler, he's got one on. And once again, it looks like he has a pretty nice fish hooked up. So as you see the way we're working up through this run, that first one that Jeff hooked up on, it we got on video. He was using a much shorter piece of tippet underneath the cider line. Got to this deeper spot, you put on more tippet. You're going to make sure you're on the bottom. Their cider line's barely tipped out of the water, and as soon as you see that cider line disappear, go straight, that's when you're going to want to set the hook. Well, I'll tell you what, this baby can boogie. Look at this thing go.
I've never caught a rainbow in
A rainbow trout. This is one fish that we've never caught in this stream. It's going to be neat to see Jeff gets this fish in, because we fished this stream many times before and have never pulled in a rainbow. This is an unstocked stream in north central Pennsylvania, and Jeff is pulling in a beautiful looking rainbow trout right now.
There we go.
And just like that, we were wanting to get a double on video. We're going to go ahead over and get a picture of these guys. Mike gets this fish in. Jeff lands this rainbow. Mike hooks up with the fish. I'll tell you what, we might have found a honey hole. We've caught some fish out of this hole before, but it's not a spot that we normally stop at for a long time. But the streams are low right now. This is a nice cool stream, and it seems like the fish are stacked up in here. And there it is. Mike's got it to the net. I'm going to go over and get a nice picture of these fish. Okay, I'm over here with the guys. We just got a still shot. We're going to throw it into the video right now. And look at that beautiful brownie.
Oh,
and then
man,
Jeff's fish.
Look at
We've
it.
never caught rainbow in this stream. And I mean, that thing's in perfect condition. That's not a stocked trout. I can't say it wasn't stocked into one of the other streams, one of the bigger streams that lead into this trib. But that's an absolute beautiful fish. Rainbow, I can't say it's completely wild, but it's been in the stream for a long, long time. And that thing looks wild. Beautiful fish, guys. There we go. I mean, we have found a honey hole. Don't ask me why. I have no problems with it. My only guess is going to be that these streams are low. The fish have come out of the big streams into the small tribs. They found these deep holes that are really, really cool. Beautiful looking brown trout gets off right there as Mike was getting his net prepared. And they're just holed up. I imagine we're going to stay here. We're going to fish this spot. And we're going to keep fishing until these guys don't catch fish. And then we'll go ahead and move on. There we go. Looks like Iron Mike has another nice looking fish hooked up on video. We got a little line tangle going on there, which happens because Jeff was just hooked up. His fish got off. So, look at this. I don't know what you do in this situation, but it happens. He's gonna try to get, he's just going to bite his leader, it looks like. Yes, he does. And I'm not really sure how this is going to work out for Mike to get that through his guides, but these guys will figure it out. Look at that pig. That's a pig of a brownie. We got in late. I got up a little bit after 3 a.m., a couple hours of sleep, and here we are enjoying ourselves out on a trout stream.
I would say that's a 16-incher. Don't you think? 17?
My goodness, it's every bit of 16, 17 inches. That is a beauty. And Mike's going to pull this fish out of here. Wait till you see the hook jaw on this guy. Go down across him. That is one well representation of a wild brown trout here in our home state of Pennsylvania. That's a beauty right there. Wow. There he is. Another beauty. And there he goes. Back out into the deep hole. My goodness, they are stacked up in this cold, deep water right now. And there we go. Iron Mike's got a pole bend again. He's got him bent right over out in the main honey hole. And Jeff's got a pole bend again. We got another double on.
They're going to get together.
We have found the ultimate honey hole. You know, we've fished this hole so many times and never anything like this. We've caught fish out of here and have caught a few nice fish. Jeff's just got off, but you know, this is... Mike said another one to the lively Legz nymph.
Little guy. Man, he's thinking it's like a catfish.
Jeff said it's like a catfish. It's what we talked about before. When you get them in these deep holes, they like to stay on the bottom.
I think he took the point. Hey, first one on the attractor.
There we go. We got some attractor nymphs tied up as well, and this is the first one on the attractor nymph.
No, he took them both.
He took them both? Are you kidding me?
Nope.
Let me zoom in on this here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see through all the fog. Jeff just took two nymphs out of that mouth of that fish. Check that out. Crazy.
Look at the big black spot on his eye. Beautiful fish.
That's nuts. Double hooked, one fish. Man, we're seeing it all this morning. Well, here's the run that's coming down into this hole. We'll give you guys an idea. There's a lot of oxygen and food created up here. I'm sure there's a lot of nymphs in this water. They get kicked off these rocks. I'll zoom in. It's very low. It comes down through. Try not to make you dizzy here. Down past where I'm standing, which the camera may make it look pretty far, but pretty close to these guys. Goes into a deep hole, slows down a little bit. The fish are laying in there, and there's the guys fishing right here. I'm not sure if you can see it in the video or not, but the guys are actually casting far enough upstream. There, Jeff has another one hooked up. They're casting. Oh my goodness. And that's gotta be tangled in my. Wow. That is a jumbo. Jumping flip buttons. These guys are casting clear up to where I'm standing. They're letting it drift down through. They're pulling it through the slow spots. And they're hooking up with beautiful fish. I'm right tight against a bunch of bushes, so I have to watch where I'm standing because I don't want the fish to see me because they're catching these fish right out in front of me. Mike's moving in with the net. This is a nice fish. And these guys are absolutely slamming them on the lively Legz today. There it is. Iron Mike goes in with the catcher job. And that's a beauty. I got to get a picture, Jeff, with this fish. And there it is, the one that had the aerial stunts. It's a jumbo. That thing was a mule. Boy, did it fight. Hold that up. I'm going to go down across that fish. Man, that is just a beautiful looking brown trout.
Look at the adipose. Look how red it is.
You're not kidding. You get a still shot of that bad boy and get him back in the water.
All right, we're gonna get a GoPro shot of Jeff's fish here. It's a good one. A lot of nice color to it. And they're not shy to get out of there.
That guy was a mule. That's what. The fish. There we go. Got the double and double going. The double camera. I'm hoping we got both of those hookups. I'm not in the way. Mike said this one feels like a catfish as well. We're going to switch over just to my main camera now. Nice little fat. Looks like about a 14-inch fish. 13, 14-incher. Man, that thing was a fighter. There we go. Look up the stream. Oh my. It's like Jeff keeps hitting that flip button. He's got it on today, and just like that, Iron Mike's line is right into Jeff's line. I don't know if you can see it. It's right by his indicator mono. They're gonna fight this fish in together. Check this out. Up, Mike's line slips out. Jeff still has the fish on. And there it is, to the net. You can't complain. We fish every month of the year for trout. Got a nice looking hook jaw. Okay, take a quick look at this guy. This is a beaut. We're gonna run down across this guy. We've been catching some hookers today. It's got a nice little hook jaw to it. Beautiful looking wild brown trout. About a 16-inch fish.
Put them up. You ready?
And drop them in. That's a beaut. Right there. Anybody new to fly fishing, you hear us talking about fishing our nymphs. I'm going to flip a stone and I'm going to show you why we talk about fishing nymphs. Look right there. There's a golden stonefly nymph. There's some other nymphs as well. This is why the nymphs work so well. Look at that bugger right there. Let me see if I can get a hold of him. There he is. A good old golden stonefly nymph. Did you see his underneath there? How gold that is? Flip him back around, see if I can zoom in on that. That is one heck of a nymph, and that's what we're imitating. These guys are fishing these nymphs, these lively leg nymphs well. They're imitating these guys down on the bottom, and that's how they're catching their fish. You also see their scuds. I'm sure there's sow bugs in there. All kind of aquatic food that's on the bottom of these streams that the fish eat, and that's why we keep our nymphs down low to imitate these little insects. Just putting down the video camera to get a still shot of this golden stonefly. Right beyond this guy, Iron Mike has another fish hooked up. And there it is. Jeff goes in and gets a net on him. We got another fish to the boots. Okay, we're just getting ready to pack it up, leave this spot, and start nymphing again. Straight up the stream. And Jeff hooks up with what appears to be a pretty nice one. And this thing's pretty active. I'm surprised he hasn't hit the flip button yet. Just showed you in the video. Oh yeah, that's a beauty. That is a beauty. I just showed you in the video a quick look at a nymph, especially that golden stonefly nymph. Got Mike with the hookup with the golden stonefly nymph. What did he take? An olive? Yep. Took an olive lively legs nymph.
Down and dirty.
Down and dirty tungsten beads. Yes it is, that's a nice one. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it sun peeks out. Jeff gets right over in the same spot where he just released that one. Hooks up right away again. And I'll back it off in case this fish takes flight. Nope, he's just going to break surface a little bit there. Another nice looking brownie. It's just so unique to watch this go from a spot where the majority of the fish are just dinkers to fish running out of those main branches up into these tribs and catching a lot of big fish. Alright, Jeff's got his back in the water. Iron Mike looks to have on a nice looking fish. Appears to have on a nice looking fish. That thing's running them deep. Another beautiful looking fish. Look at that. These are beauts. Man, that looks like another good fish. Iron Mike just puts one in the water. Was just lifting his rod out of the water and bang, another one grabs a hold. These fish are coming and going. They slowed down for a while. We were getting ready to leave this spot and all of a sudden they heated back up.
That's a good one.
These guys are calling out a good fish. Good old tail slap on the top. Jeff's had the flip button going. Mike's had the tail slap button going. And we're going to get a picture of this guy. It's absolutely gorgeous fish. Oh yeah, that's a good one, Mike. That is just a big, nice hook-jawed trout. Look at the colors on that brownie. Just a beautiful fish. Look at that guy. He's got the lively leg nymph right in his mouth. Come down across him, laid out. That's a beaut. We're going to get underwater release of this guy as well.
Ready? Yep, another beauty. Oh, that's going to be sweet.
That's a good one. Every time we go to walk away from this spot, bang, another fish hits, so it's just going to keep us here. There it is.
There we go.
And Mike's on too. We got a double. Just getting ready to leave. I was just saying to the guys, we'll get another nice picture of Jeff.
Hey, got one on a Prince.
Look up.
Oh, that's a big one. Is it? Yeah.
Mike throws on a Prince nymph, which will also imitate a stonefly a little bit, kind of like an attractor stonefly. And he's got a beautiful looking fish on. We're going to get a double photo of these fish. And another one jumps out right in front of me. They started taking caddis off the top as well. So we have Jeff just landed one. Mike's got one on a Princey. We got fish taking caddis in front of me. I don't know if you're going to see that in the video or not. And every time we get ready to leave this spot, these guys hook another fish and we can't leave. How can you leave action like this? There we go. Let me get down there and get a double picture of these guys together.
Nope.
There he goes. That's a nice fish. Okay, Mike just switched his leader back over. Waiting, Jeff's switching his back over. We're going to go back to the 4-foot leader. And he throws out just to mess around and hook straight up with the nice looking brown trout.
Gotta love the barbless.
Okay, Iron Mike steps out of the spot. Jeff changes up his leader. We're getting ready to head back upstream. Hey, why not throw into the same spot Mike just caught a fish? And sure enough, it's hooked up, and this one appears to be a pretty good fish. It's got his
job, Jeff?
Maybe, I don't know.
pole doubled over.
And then on this
Couldn't even get out of this spot. You keep trying to leave this spot. How can you leave a spot like this? I think you have a big carp on.
Probably. That'd be nice.
Did you see the fish yet?
No, this fish hasn't even shown himself. He's a jumbo.
He's got me on something. He got me wrapped up.
Oh,
He's
man.
on, but he's got me around something.
Man, I wish I had some scuba diving gear to go in and get him.
He's there. Well, they're in
Man,
there.
all that. Yeah. He got caught in a log. Jeff got him out of the log. And I thought this fish was off for a second there. Turned the camera off, turned it back on, and man, this jumbo is in the net. And we're just getting ready to leave here. You're going to get a tape on him?
18 and a half.
About 18.
That's a big wild brown trout, 18.5 inch, especially out of a small little stream like this. There he is. Jumbo of the day gone. Hopefully it shows up.
Don't step on him.
They're coming up.
Listen,
I bet we just dislodged a bunch.
these fish are still coming, making these guys leave. I said, we came out to do a little more tight lining on the video, got stuck in a hole like that. How do you leave a place like that? But nevertheless, we're here to do a video and we're going to work up this stream and get a couple tight liners on there as well. Those are wild brown trout. That's what it's all about right there. And you're not going to see that all the time in these small streams. So let's keep rolling up the stream, get some more fish on video. There it is. Man, could you see that? That's what's...
Yeah, I saw that hit.
Now that's a nice tight line trout. There it is.
I had to break my line, but
Nice little tight line trout after catching a bunch of jumbos. You watching the video, you'll see how Mike was bringing that down through.
okay.
Staying right ahead of his line. Keeping just a little bit of sag in his line. Letting the nymphs go naturally down through there. And as soon as he had a hesitation, you'll probably be able to see it in the video. Bang, he sets the hook. And that's it.
There he is.
Yepers. Nice tight line fish, and in the tree, sometimes it's hard not to do that. You hit his top fly. What do you got up top there, Jeff? The hare's ears has been magical for us with the lively legs. Take a look at this little buggerooski here.
I think he's off the hook.
He is off the hook. There it is, a nice tight lined fish, as you saw. Jeff stayed stealthy, stayed below this run, worked his way up, threw up into this run, And the results is a nice tight line fish. And once again, when I say tight line, there's a small sag in our line when we're fishing for these fish. And as soon as that sag leaves, we could all see it. We're all cheering because we know that's a fish hitting. Okay, Jeff just pulled a nice little tight liner out. Now our Mike's gonna work this run. Watch him, he'll take a couple steps at a time. Another cast, couple steps at a time until he gets into a trout. There it is. Another little peepster, but kind of see how it's done. You just slowly work the water. You don't want to get ahead of yourself, because once you see the fish scatter, that's it. Game over. You might as well keep moving upstream. There it goes. Okay, there it is. Iron Mike called it out and told him we needed one more tight line. Kind of lucked out and hit a pot of gold today with that one hole. Our plans were to come out and make a tight lining video, but ended it on a nice, beautiful little wild brownie.
There he goes. Wow. Did you see that little bugger take off?